So here we go with the Giants rebuild. This is going to be a 3-year full sim rebuild. I just simmed it all the way past the Super Bowl. I tried to make it as accurate as you can when you do these, as we did in the Commanders. On Madden, like when you do start, like today, it only goes to week 16. Even if you do all the right force wins and losses, it still like has the draft order. I think messed up, but we'll see where we pick and stuff. Season recap. My Denver Broncos beating the Seahawks by 2. I think this could definitely happen. I think obviously they're not even a dark horse, but like the Bills, if they beat the Jags tomorrow, I think they're definitely going to be a threat to go all the way. As a Broncos fan, even though we're home, playing Josh Allen is the last thing I want to see for them. Hoping for a Chargers win or obviously a Jags win, and would be fine with anyone we play besides the Bills. But in Seattle too, like Sam Darnold, he was 14-3 last year with the Vikings, 14-3 this year. Like, you got to give him credit. He's been good. It's always that big game with him, but he kind of got over the hump a little bit in that Niners game when they came back and won. So I'll have to see when he does in the playoffs. I love their coach, Mike McDaniel. I think he's an absolute, stud of a coach. So yeah, let's take a look. All right, so we have our season recap, mock drafts. So let's get into the next week. We'll take a look at the retirements and stuff later on. But so this is just going to be a 3-year full sim. We're just going to sim. We're not going to play anything. We're going to reload through the draft. I have my draft classes imported. Draft improvement. All right. So I know the one thing with the Giants, they definitely have a few needs. If we take a look at probably what they can need, I know like offensive line, they've been like killed at the guard position. They could probably use another interior D lineman, even though their pass rush is pretty solid with Burns and Abdul Carter. Their secondary for sure. I think they need a safety, and where we are gonna pick is gonna because I think in real life they're at 4. I think Caleb Downs is perfect. I know we were kind of in a similar situation with Washington in our last rebuild when we were at 6. And then we ended up trading back to 18 to get another future first and took a lineman. I think with this one, though, I think the Giants definitely need to, if Caleb Downs is there, I think he's absolutely perfect for that team.
Contract. Re-sign them to keep them around.
So I think with Wan'Dale Robinson, he had such a good year. He's definitely someone I want to re-sign. Deonte Banks, I'm not, I think if anything, 5th-year option, like I think I'm just going to let him walk. I was thinking of maybe like accepting it and trading him, but I think I'm just going to deny it because I don't think the Giants are going to bring him back. I think with Wan'Dale Robinson, we'll see how interested he is with us. So obviously his interest level is low. He's only 25. I'm going to look to give him a 4-year deal. He's looking at $16 million a year, which is a lot. If anything, we can always tag him too, but the tag is going to be like $40 million probably for a wide receiver or really high. So I think we try to get him on a good deal. Maybe we'll just go 3 years. If he's looking at 16, I might overpay him. I might give him, it's just a lot, but I want to try to give him 18.5. I think he's a beast, star dev, 84 overall, 25 years old. I think he's great with Malik Neighbors in the slot. We don't really know what we're going to get with Malik Neighbors either, so I think we're going to offer him this. All right, so he's going to test. Yeah, if we tag him, it's 40.6. I can't tag Wan'Dale Robinson for 40.6. I can't. Now, Cordell Flott, he was a 3rd-round pick, I think, in 2022. This guy's a beast. Like, he's really good. He had a good year this year. I don't really want to go 4 years with him. He's only looking at $7 million a year. I think I'm going to – he isn't that interested. I'm literally going to be willing to offer 8. So I'd give him an 3-year, $24 million deal. Young corner, solid. Okay, so he's going to test too. If we franchise tag him 26, yeah, there's no way. So Banks, we could just accept the option and cover us, but like he just hasn't been good. I think I'm just gonna let him walk, honestly. Micah McFadden would be a good bench piece, but I'm gonna let him walk. Dane Belton, 75 overall. He'd probably be like a good backup to have. Evan Neal, we're gonna let walk. Bellinger, yeah, like a lot of these guys, I just don't really see us re-signing at all. There's no real value in any of these guys, honestly. So yeah, like I want to like just sign like one of these guys just to have like a little depth, but you know, some bench pieces for sure. We're not going to be able to keep our main guys. Nick Jones, like as a backup. So yeah, Uwamunder at 77 at 31 isn't terrible. I think Flanagan Foles, I think would just be good for special teams. All right, he wants to go somewhere else. So they got a lot of guys they need to re-sign. Young Ho, we're not going to re-sign. Hewitt, nope. I think if anything, the only one I'm really looking at, Gunner was pretty good for special teams, is maybe Jermaine. Let's see how he was. Like he was a 19th rank, so he wasn't terrible. I think he's already 31. I think maybe we just go 1 year. You know, he's looking at 12.5. Yeah, I don't think it would be the worst thing to re-sign him. Maybe give him like 13 million for 1 year. Okay, so he's gonna test too, and if we tag him, it's 27. Yeah, so we're not really re-signing anyone besides some depth piece guys. Say Hodgkins. You know, maybe Demokaji. I mean, he's 26. I think we're just better off signing someone. So yeah, so we're not really gonna sign much. We're gonna enter free agency. We're definitely gonna try to get Wandell back. I think it's gonna be tough. So let's see, we have 28.7 in cap, so not a lot. So if we take a look at free agency,
There are 3 evaluation periods within each stage.
I mean, Aubrey's available. I think we have to just to get the leg. Like that would be insane. We don't have. They've had kicking problems for a while too. I think we offer him kind of a bag a little bit because he's a game changer of a kicker. We gave him. He's pretty interested too. I'll give him 3 years, 7 million a year. I mean, I know that's crazy for a kicker, but this guy is just like he's an absolute weapon. So I think we'll probably get Aubrey, which I like. ETN's available, so we do have Scat. We don't really have another back available, and you know, ETN and Scat would probably go crazy. We do need Wyman. I'm going to try to get Wandell again. I don't think we're going to get him. Maybe we can just overpay like crazy. So instead of, we'll go player friendly. We'll give him 4 years. And this is 19 a year. I think if we gave him 20 million, that would be insane. But it'd be, yeah, that would be crazy. But he was a stud this year. We wouldn't really have that much cap. Try to go 19.5. That is a huge overpay, but it's Madden. I think he'd be fun to play with, even though this is a full sim, and he's someone that we need. So we definitely need guard. I don't really want to go 36. Quarterback, would love to get a backup. ETN, I think we definitely might have to entertain. Like left guard is somewhat that I would want to target, but I think we could probably get some guys in the draft. D tackle is something we need to. We're definitely going to need some corners. But my main thing I'm going to address in free agency, I think, is going to be cornerback and safety and line. So we have Scat. Like, we don't really need a running back, but let's try to. I'm not even gonna entertain. Do we want to entertain ETN? Let's see if we can get ETN. Because him and Scat, well, we do have Scat, but he's coming off an injury. Maybe if we can get him for like a 2-year, you know, $9 million a year, 9.3. I doubt he takes it, but oh, we don't even have salary cap for that. Okay. So we only have 4. So let's try. Do we have Jameis still? Let's take a look at our roster real quick. All right. So if we take a look, all right. So we do have Dart and Jameis as well. So wide receiver we definitely need help with. I'm looking to trade Slayton at the draft. We know we're going to have Neighbors back, but I don't want Slayton as my number 2. Hyatt is going to go too. So I think my 2 main guys that I'm going to try to trade at the draft is Hyatt and Slayton, just because I don't believe in them. We can maybe go wide receiver if we depend on moving back, maybe get some more capital. I like Theo Johnson at tight end. I think he's fine. Right tackle and right guard, besides Thomas, like, our line is a problem. So maybe in, later on in free agency, we'll try to get another guard. Defensively, though, you got Brian Burns on one side. We got Thibodeau. We still got Abdul Carter. Like, I love, D tackle. We have Dexter Lawrence. Like, we're pretty good up front. Corner still. We still have Drew Phillips, Adebo. Like, that's not the huge need. I think if anything, we would go later on and try to get like a corner safety. We got Newman and Holland. So even for the Giants, like, I don't even think they definitely need Caleb Downs. That's why I might move back a little bit and get a guard, because Holland and Newman are solid. But maybe we can, trade one of these guys on defense is going to get traded, All right, let's see our signings. All right, so we did get Jair. All right, so we don't really have any cap left. And we got a lot of holes to fill. So I think we're going to do a lot of our rebuild through the draft right now. All right, so we are at 5th overall right now. We know in real life the Raiders are taking Mendoza. He's been absolutely great this year. I mean, there's not a guy probably more NFL ready coming out that's been in a while. Titans take Reuben Bain Jr. I think that would be awesome for them. They definitely need another pass rusher with like Simmons and someone off the edge. So I like that. Yep, Jets Dante Moore, can definitely see that happening. Let's see the Cardinals take TJ Parker. Okay, so we could take Caleb Downs right here. I think if we don't get Downs at 5, I think Washington's going to take him at 6. So, we'll see what offers we can get. So the Bills can give us 2 first-rounders, but they're going to be good, so that's going to be a late 27. The Browns just offering their first next year, which could be obviously a top pick, but we would not be getting anything else. We would just be totally out of the first round this year. Seahawks, that's going to be a late pick. Yeah, not dropping that far. 1561. That's not a bad offer from the Rams. I just don't know if I want to drop 10 spots. The Raiders, they could be terrible next year, but I don't want to be completely out of the first round. Not terrible by New England. 28, 20, and 67. Yeah, so I think the only offer I would seriously consider is the Rams. But I think we're just going to pick here. And I think, obviously right tackle could be, Muoga would be great for us. But I think Caleb Downs, I think he's just that type of player that, he could just be a total difference maker. Even though we don't really need safety, I think he's just too good to pass up on. So, and he's number 1 in true value. So, yeah, I think you got to get a guy like Caleb Downs. See who's on the board real quick. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think this is going to be a pretty easy. Carnell Tate, Wandell Robinson. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have to think about this too much. So we'll walk away with Carnell Tate and Caleb Downs, the Ohio State boys. I think that would obviously not happen in real life, but if you're a Giants fan, that would be the best draft you've had in forever. So look at the retirements. See who retired for in the NFC East mainly. Robbie Chosen, Von Miller, Russell Wilson's gone. Okay. Wayne Johnson as well. So there we go. We got Scott, Tracy, Singletary at running back. Fullback, we're going to put Donaldson here. So he's going to get some run for us at fullback. Wide receiver. So we still have Neighbors, but obviously he's still recovering from his ACL. So Carnell Tate is going to be our number one guy. You know, he's hurt right now, but he'll be our number one guy. Theo Johnson, okay. Left tackle, we got Thomas there. At left guard, we do have Runyon, who's 6 years. Yeah, so Pregnant is, I gotta change that name, but his first name's Emmanuel. I don't know how it start out, but so we'll start with Runyon still. Schmidt's at center. Right guard is a problem. So I think maybe we'll try to sign a right tackle. And we don't even have a right tackle either. So we have Pettis, but that's about it. So maybe we'll, you know, he's still young, Embo. Left edge, it's looking solid. Let's get Abdul Carter in the second spot. Burns right here off the edge. Yeah. Darius Alexander and Dante Corleone right there. So he's going to get some burn early on. At linebacker, you know, we got Okirky right there. You know, Will, I think we'll go, yeah, Bozeman is going to, we'll probably play Bozeman more than Barnes. Yeah, so this is where the, you know, the trade for Banks is going to come in play because we don't need this many corners. We'll have Downs as the backup, and we'll have, you know, Downs backing up. Yeah, I think we start Downs at strong safety because he can kind of play anywhere. We're going to definitely get rid of Gano too. Just trade him to a team that needs someone. Let's look at our pass rush. You know, Tibbs coming off the edge. Burns. Okay. Sub linebacker too. I think we'll have Holland as the backup so we can play Downs and Newbin up top. Saw Cornerwell Phillips. Yeah, so we need a right guard or a right tackle. Maybe we can get Mekhi Becton. Because if they just signed Zettler, if they would do that straight up, probably not. Wow, okay. So we'll just do a straight swap. You know, Deontay Banks for Mekhi Becton Sr. Because they signed Zettler, so they don't need him anymore. I don't even know if we could have gotten that much more than that. I think that's probably a pretty fair swap. The Chargers have always been decimated at cornerback. So we'll get Mekhi Becton in here. He's better than what we got. We had the cap space to sign him, so I think we do that trade. And then I think maybe we'll just keep, you know, we'll keep Slayton for the time being until we can get healthy. So, but we're 5-2, so I think we're gonna be, you know, I think we're gonna be looking to keep this team rolling. So at the stats, Jaxson Dart is 6th in the NFL in passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 1 pick, 66% completion percentage. We would take that. Skattebo having a good year running the football. Love to see him back healthy. Well, Tyrone Tracy, good change of pace. Slayton's been good. It looks like Neighbors just came back. Carnell Tate's been good for us. Slayton's actually, you know, doing solid. So defense, you know, 6.5 sacks for Burns, 4.5. Okay. Let's look at the INTs. 1 INT, Jair. All right. Offense is 3rd in the league too, so we don't hate that at all. Thibodeau, I always kind of like Thibodeau. I know we have Abdul Carter, and maybe we would want to free him up, but I don't mind also having 3 pass rushers. And for 12.6 a year, I mean, I'm going to give him, a little bit of an overpay, but I'll do, 13.5 for 2 years. So that would be 2 years, 27 million. So we'll re-sign Kayvon Thibodeau. So we'll have Abdul Carter and them off the bench. Jair Alexander has been, he hasn't been bad for us at all. So, 1 year, 7 mil just to re-sign him. He doesn't really have interest, but we'll try to do like 7.7. Okay, so that would just have to be continuing negotiations. Mekhi Becton might have been a great trade for us. Yeah, he's a 24th ranked tight end. He hasn't been bad at all. And we need some stability there. He's still young enough, so I would definitely like to re-sign him. And only $8 million a year. I'm gonna overpay that to 7.5 to 8.5, and he wants to stay. So yeah. So Mekhi Becton. So at least we shared up right guard, and for Banks, I thought that was a good trade. Kirky's been solid for us too. Maybe try to give him like a 2-year deal. He wants 11. Give him 11. Maybe I'll give him 12. Cause I like him. He's solid. Okay, we can always tag him too. Runyon. All right, so it's really just let's see the trade market real quick before we, fast forward to the playoffs. So trade center, trade block. Charbonnet. We're pretty good at running back. Parker Washington wouldn't be terrible. Tight end Cole Kmet. If we had Cole Kmet and Theo Johnson, I wouldn't hate that. No one else really, really solid available. But I like the idea of Cole Kmet with Theo Johnson to give us, I think we try to see what the Bears want, because realistically, like, they have Loveland, so I could see them definitely trading Kmet, and I think he would just be another weapon to have. 11.6, but we would trade someone back, so they don't really want anything for him. Which is more. So Cole Kmet for Bo Collins, yeah, I mean, we're not giving up anything. So do that, and then maybe with Jalen Hyatt. I guess we'll keep Slayton because he hasn't done bad, but Jalen Hyatt, I mean, he was a pick that they missed on, and I think maybe we'll go to a team that really needs a wide receiver and just try to get like a 5th or 6th rounder for him. Because there's no need for him to be on our team anymore, like the Raiders. Yeah, maybe the Raiders would be good. They got Mendoza, but their wide receivers are terrible. I doubt we'd get a 4th round pick, but you would do this in a heartbeat. Yeah, okay. So yeah, a 4th round pick for Jalen Hyatt. Yeah, you do that every day of the week. And that's what we're going to do. So now we're going to sim forward to the playoffs, and let's just make sure that, we got Kmet in there. Yeah, let's make sure Kmet is getting playing time. He'll be a backup. And I think we'd probably put Kmet as our fullback as well. All right. So 11-6. So let's take a look around the league and see the Rams won the division. Okay, wow. So let's take a look at the playoff bracket. Wow, so we finished 3rd, and we're playing our division rival Cowboys in the first round of the playoffs. So we actually won the NFC East. Wow, so you have the Rams winning the West, you got the Packers winning the North, you got the Giants winning the East, and the Bucs winning the South, and then you got the first wild card as the Niners, and then the Cowboys and the Lions. Wow, okay. And then on the West side, we got the Ravens as the #1 seed, firing Harbaugh, sticking with their core. We got the Bills winning the East, the Broncos back-to-back West champions, and the Jaguars winning the South again with the Browns at the 5. Wow, okay. So We'll do just the upgrade auto real quick, and then we'll see if we can make it to the next round. Yeah, Jaxson Dart 9 upgrade. He is just balling this year. Let's take a look at the stats real quick to see how everyone did. Wow, Jaxson Dart, 3,700 yards, 30 touchdowns, 8 picks. That is a great year. Great sophomore year when a lot of guys slump. You've seen it with, a little bit up and down with C.J. Stroud, but wow, that's a great year. Skattebo with over 1K yards, 11 tutties, 3 fumbles. Love that. Tyrone Tracy was a good, change of pace. Carnell Tate, basically 1,000 yards in his rookie year. Slayton, thank God I didn't trade him because he had a great year. Neighbor, 600 yards back after the ACL, not terrible. Theo Johnson. Cole Kmet, not really doing much for us. Hopefully we get more in the playoffs. Kubis was good for us. Wow, okay, so Pregnant actually played a lot. Mekhi Becton played solid, gave up 1 sack. Pettis gave up some. Runyon was pretty bad. Tom, okay. And defensively, so let's see who led in sacks. Wow, Brian Burns 13, Abdul Carter 12, Dexter Lawrence 8.5. So Tibbs only had 4 for us, so I think we definitely got to make sure that Abdul Carter is starting on the opposite side. Great year for Dexter Lawrence as well. Let's see who led the team in tackles. Oh, Kirk, 144. My God, what a year. Phillips had 100 at corner. Newbin played well as well. Caleb Downs, 75 tackles, a sack, no picks, but he developed really well. See who other team. Newbin had 3. So our safeties played well, man. We got a good 3 safety core going on. So I think the only thing I want to, Abdul Carter got superstar ability. Love that. So I think the only thing that I do want to change is the fact that I want to make sure that Abdul Carter, yeah, I mean, they already got him starting. Okay. And let's just make sure he's rushing. I mean, Abdul Carter in 89 already. Wow. All right, so love that. The team looks ready to go. Let's advance past and see if we beat the Cowboys. First time Giants playoff home game in a while. Looks great to see them win the East. And let's see how they do. So, wow, we actually lose in the first round, 22-21 to the Cowboys. Oh my God, Giants fans would be throwing up if that really happened. Let's take a look at the box score. Wow, that's tough. Offense, just wow. Jaxson Dart played out of his mind. 319, 3 tutties, but he got sacked 5 times. Dak Prescott played well, but he got sacked 7 times. Our run game just wasn't there. Obviously, Scat must have been hurt. I mean, their wide receivers just absolutely cooked us. Carnell Tate in his first playoff game, though, it looks like it was just a close game. Adebo, 14 tackles. I mean, Brian Burns had 3.5 sacks. Wow. 3 for 3 on field goals, too. Wow. That's a tough loss to win the division and then lose in the first round right away. All right, so let's just go to, the off season, try to rebuild. I mean, we won the division, but we lost in the first round. It was a great year. We're going to try to shed some cap, hopefully make a big signing. The run game just wasn't there in the playoffs. Obviously, Scat getting hurt again doesn't help. But that's tough to win the division and then lose right away. That's tough. So we'll auto upgrade players, and we got to try to make a splash in free agency. This sim is only going to be 2 years, so it'll just be this. Obviously, ending the real year next year, and then all that. Stafford retires, and I want to just see. All right, so not really seeing anything. Let's see the recap. The Bills, Josh Allen finally gets his Super Bowl. Puka Nacua, Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, Defense Player of the Year. Antonio Williams, Offensive Rookie. And Ruben Bain. Wow. Wow. So the Rams ended up beating the Cowboys, and then we had Packers Rams. Packers won. Ravens went on a run, but the Bills just were a machine. They smoked the Jaguars. They smoked the Jaguars, smoked the Ravens, and they smoked the Packers. So Josh Allen finally gets his. So in the first year it was the Broncos that won, and then Josh Allen. So we'll look at retirements. Humphreys, Hargrave. We'll see who retired for us. Graham Gano. Okay. All right. So, wow, that's a tough way to go out. We'll try to do some negotiations real quick. Malik Neighbors, easy accept. Don't even have to think about that. I thought Jair was good for us. You know, that's what we offered him last time. I mean, I'm gonna give him $8 million a year. I'm overpaying him by $2 million if he doesn't want that. All right. So he wants to play somewhere else. Can we tag him? Yeah, not for $26 million. Oh, Kirky had 144 tackles. I mean, we got to re-sign this guy. We offered him 12. I'm going to offer him 13. 13.5. I'm going to overpay for him. All right, so he wants to play somewhere too, but I might tag him. Yeah, for $20 million. That's a big overpay when he's only looking at $12 million a year, but I'm tagging him. I don't want to lose him yet. Singletary will walk. Runyon has star dev, but he gave up a lot of sacks this year. I mean, he is cheap, though. So I think maybe 1 year, and he wants to come back. So we'll get 3.4. Yeah, so we'll keep Runyon. Death piece. Maybe we can find someone better. I'm fine with that. Schmitz was our center as well. You know, he's 28.74. I think maybe we need a better center. Eric Gray, all these guys. Jameis. I think we got to just keep Jameis. Jameis for the vibes. We don't have to worry about backup quarterback. We'll go 4.2. Yeah, we got to keep Jameis. You can't let Jameis go for the vibes. Him and Dart are the most electric quarterback combination ever. All right, so we got a lot of cap. We're going to get into free agency and see who we can sign and see where we can improve this team. If we look at our team right now, like, I mean, we're good at quarterback. Dart's at 91. You know, Scat's at 90. Tyrone, like, wide receiver. Slayton went up to an 82. Neighbors. Cardinal Tate's an 87 after his rookie year. Like, our wide receivers are awesome. I think, if anything, we look to move Slayton. I think we have to move him. And we got to get better on the line. Like, we got Becton, that's good, and Thomas, but we need a lineman. So I think we move Slayton for a lineman for sure. I like Komet and Theo Johnson at tight end. Our defense, we got Dexter Lawrence. Corleone went up to a 75, so he's still going to develop. Abdul Carter and Burns, I mean, unreal pass rush. We got Holland and Newman with Downs as well. You know, there's no reason why, you know, Downs shouldn't be starting. Like, but even having Newman there too, like, do we need Newman? I've always liked having 3 safeties because I know we have Newman playing a lot of sub linebacker for us, so we have him in the middle to cover and then Downs and Holland up top. Adebo was great. He had 100 tackles for us. Drew Phillips went up a ton, you know. So we need some corner help for sure, like another corner piece. And linebackers, too, like, aren't great. I mean, Musal went up 5 a lot, so we like to see that. But I think just the line, honestly, maybe another playmaker on the outside with Neighbors and Slate and Tate, like, if the price is right. But let's see what's in free agency and see who's available. And we did get Jair Alexander back. All right, so we really need right tackle. You know, we're going to go to the draft. We could just run back with Slayton. I mean, he had 900 yards, but I think now is the time to trade him. All right, we're not far off. I'd go 3rd round pick even. So I got 2 4s. Yeah, all right. So we get Abraham Lucas for Darius Slayton and a third round pick. I mean, yeah, we needed line help. We can address wide receiver at the draft now if we need to, and this is, I mean, yeah, we got Lucas and Thomas on the ends. Like, that is huge for us. I mean, look at our line now. Becton, I mean, when we started, our line was terrible. Now we got Jenkins. I mean, we got like, what, 390s basically on the line. Runyon's been a little better, so we could still probably use help at left guard. Our tight ends are solid. Our wide receivers too, like maybe a wide receiver 3, like wouldn't be the worst thing obviously to get. But I think besides that, I mean, I think linebacker too. I think we're definitely gonna have to try to get a linebacker. Like besides rushing, like Okirky, and then like we don't really like. Yeah, he's not terrible, but 78, 3 years in, like, and even then we still have Christian Harris is an 81, and we just signed him for $4 million. So corner, we got Jair Alexander back. So I think corner or linebacker we would definitely have to, probably address. But besides that, the team's pretty solid, and left guard too. So left guard, wide receiver, corner, or linebacker. That's kind of what we're looking at. Got the number 1 pick. That's Jeremiah Smith. We're picking at 23. So let's do the first couple picks. Wow, Jeremiah Smith to the Jets, where careers go to die. He's too good. Colin Simmons to the Titans. So the Titans have Colin Simmons and Reuben Bain Jr. Dylan Stewart goes to the Raiders. So you got Dylan Stewart and Max Crosby. Jets picking again at 4. Leonard Moore, okay, corner. You got the Panthers, had a big fall off. Panthers go Ty Simpson, so they take another Alabama quarterback. They move on from Bryce Young. Jaden Jackson, D-tackle, stud, goes to the Saints. The Bears, Ashton Hampton. Okay, they get some corner help. I'm not going to do every pick. I just want to go up to 10 to see. Okay, Rod Watson. Nick Marsh, solid receiver with the Eagles. That's deadly. Julian Sayin to the Dolphins. Wow, okay. So let's go to our pick. Let's see the rest of the picks. Anything that stands out. Jordan Keaton, okay. Cage Casey. All right. So let's see what offers we get. Just first round. Anything to move back. Okay, pretty good in a third round to move back 5. All right, so it's really looking like moving back 5 might be a play or that. But I think maybe potentially we can go for an IU because he's probably still on the 49ers, and there's no way he's staying on the 49ers. Or we could go Cam Coleman back to back. I mean, God, of course I want to take Cam Coleman. We'd have Cam Coleman, Malik Neighbors, and Cardell Tate. And Cardell Tate was a 2nd round pick. But man, how do we not take Cam Coleman here? I mean, vertical jump. Yeah, I mean, we would. I have to. 6'2", 206. Cam Coleman, Cardell Tate, Malik Neighbors. You do this every day of the week. I don't know where he's going to transfer to. He's in the portal right now. Picked him right on the money. I could see him. I want him as an Ohio State fan. I want him to go play with Jeremiah Smith. I think that would be elite. But we'll see. So, yeah, we'll move back to 62 and get another 4th round pick. Okay. Alright, so let's just make some picks real quick, and then we'll sim the rest. Bryce Pollock. Take Ashton Stamps. He tested pretty solid. LSU. 59 in true value. Got him at 62, so we'll take that. try to get a left guard here. Okay, so let's see depth chart real quick. Actually, we'll just go to the lineup. Actually, let's make sure these guys are set. All right, Jaxson Dart. Maybe need another back. We could sign low key. Let's get Cam Coleman up there, and another wide receiver. Left tackle, we got Thomas. We got Runyon. We got Jenkins at center. Wow. Becton. Like, the line has improved so much. Lucas. There, we got Abdul Carter coming off the edge. Burns. You know, loving it. Corleone hopefully makes a jump. You know, Tibbs. I wonder if we got, yeah, Tibbs isn't going to be much. Kirky, Phillips, Alexander, Stamps. Yeah. All right. So I think we're good to go. I think if anything, I don't even know if I have cap, do I? Could we just sign like a depth running back? Oh, Bigsby, sure. Sign Bigsby as a depth piece, and we need like probably another wide receiver. Just cheap guys that we could sign right now. Turpin, Diami Brown. Yeah, I feel like Curtis Samuel is just like a giant signing. All right, so cut some more guys. I'll cut Shiloh. All right, let's go mid-season. I'm expecting minimum 5-2 again. 6-1, yeah. I mean, you knew we were gonna be 6-1, or somewhat. Cam Coleman is just an 83 already. That's crazy. Carnell Tate, obviously superstar. I'm not gonna do any of the negotiations because we're already an hour 30 in. So let's just go to the playoffs and see how we do. 6-1. We'll check the stats real quick at the end of the year and then see if we can win a super. Kind of fell off a little bit, but we came in second, so I guess the NFC was pretty weak this year. Let's see the stats. Wow, Jaxson Dart, first in passing touchdowns, first in passer rating, second in the league, 41-7. What a year for Dart. 4,200 yards, basically 43. Skattebo with 1,100. What a beast, dude. Wow. Carnell Tate, 1,100 yards. Cam Coleman, we had 3 1,000-yard receivers. Cam Coleman went berserk. He went absolutely berserk. Wow. Theo Johnson, 140. Wow. I mean, Okerke, Phillips, Holland, Downs had a good year. Who led in sacks? Burns, 14.5. Carter, 10. Dexter Lawrence, 7. Alexander had 5.5 for D tackle. That's not bad. Thibodeau was probably not the best re-signing, but whatever. Aubrey, not bad. Wow. All right. So, I mean, is Dart winning the MVP? Like, I mean, yeah, he's going to win the MVP, which is crazy. Third in the Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, Rashid Rice. Oh, that's AFC. NFC, Jaxson Dart, Defensive Player of the Year. Parsons, Rookie of the Year. Coleman, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Wow. Cam Coleman, what a draft pick. What a draft pick. All right, so let's see. We are the 2nd seed. Bills number 1. Raiders come back in 6th. Chargers win the division. All right, we'll upgrade the players real quick for the sim and then see how we do. Wow, Jaxson Dart is an absolute stud. All right, so we're going to advance the next week. Got the Cowboys can't beat us back-to-back years, dude. They cannot beat us back-to-back years. Giants fans would never recover. Okay, we won. All right, so we won 31-14 pretty handily. We're going to play Green Bay at home. They've had some great playoff matches previously in their history together. Offense went crazy. Jaxson Dart, I mean, this dude is an absolute stud. Skattebo with 2 tutties. Neighbors played well. Coleman scored. Like, Komet, big game for Komet. That ended up paying off. Abdul Carter, 3 sacks. Like, this team is serious. The Bills advance. You got AFC West showdown between Chargers and Broncos, and then Bills Raiders. Wow. Do the auto upgrades real quick. Doesn't even matter. Let's see if we can make an NFC chip. Let's see if we can do it. And we lose to the Packers. Another 1-point loss in the playoffs. Dart was great. No running game. Coleman is a machine. But we couldn't get it done. We just couldn't get it done. I mean, that's tough. Back-to-back years where we lose by a point. Last year we lost to the Cowboys in the divisional, in the wild card round by a point, and then the divisional round we lose to the Packers. So Packers, Rams, Chargers, Raiders. The Raiders upset the Bills. Mendoza, what? Genty, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. You get the contract extended. We're gonna see how this plays out. We're just gonna sim straight to the offseason, see how it plays out. That is just a tough way to end the year. I mean, I really thought that team could go all the way. I mean, Dart with the MVP, 11-6, but they fell off at the end a little bit. We were 6-1 by week 8, and then, they go what? They win the next 5 games. They go like 5-5 down the stretch. So Jalen Ramsey retires, Danielle Hunter, and the Chargers win the Super Bowl. Jaxson Dart MVP. Cam Coleman wins Rookie of the Year. I mean, the future is definitely bright. I would love to see how this Super Bowl ended up. Wow, great game here. And was Herbert just on one? I mean, 362, 1 touchdown. Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. Hampton didn't even run the ball like that. Gadsden, he's a beast. I love Gadsden. I should have tried to trade for him. Wow. So the Bills win. The Broncos win the first year in 2025. 2026, it's the Bills. And then the Chargers. So an AFC dominant. So that's going to do it for the video. If you guys want to see a season, 3, let me know, because this team is pretty solid. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Until the next stream.